Hello, everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the practical numerologist, with your numerology forecast for the 5 personal year for June 2023. So, if you are new to numerology and you don't know what your personal year number is, I will ask you to very quickly go to FeliciaBender.com, click on monthly forecast. There is a calculator there that will calculate your personal year number for you. Alternately, you could look down in the description box below. Very quick, very simple manual calculation there. We just want to make sure that you know your personal year so that you are listening to the correct forecast, because the forecasts are based on the personal year, not on the life path number. So those are two entirely different things in numerology. And we want to make sure that you're at the right place at the right time, listening to the correct forecast. So with that said, we are jumping right in. It is your 5 personal year. It is June, and your personal month of June is an 11. It is a master 11/2 energy that you are experiencing in June. So last month, May, was a month where you hopefully turned a well-needed corner in your rather complex, layered 5 personal year. And I would just say that the 5 is often really misunderstood as this fun, sexy time. I'm going to travel adventure. I'm going to do cha-cha-cha, during and it always feels that way. It feels like a big party during your 5. And yet I would just say, okay, yes, it can. And yet it holds so many different layers. All right. So I would just say that the first half of the year might have confounded you in the 5 department, especially if you're aware of or know a bit about numerology. You're like, well, wait a minute, I'm in my 5 personal years, and this is supposed to be really fun and free, freedom. I'm gonna, and you're thinking, what happened? Am I doing this wrong? Where's the sexual gratification? Where's the fun? Where's the travel? Where's the adventure? Where's Waldo? Right? I mean, seriously though, what the heck? What's happening? So the first several months have been somewhat antithetical to the overarching vibe of the 5, because you start out the year in a 6 energy, which is more about responsibility, home, family. So you're like, okay, I'll wait on that 5 stuff. And then the 7 is more about that downtime and considering things, contemplating. And then so we're kind of getting, it's kind of a slow start, I guess, is what I'm attempting to say, that you're attempting to get into alignment with the energy of the 5. And the way that it's set up, numerologically speaking, is leading you to this place. So now that we're midpoint of the year, it's just you're really being challenged not to ricochet back and forth with overwhelm, with frustration, because there's been a lot of bouncing back and forth, right? I would dare say, in your 5 personal years. So for this month, this is the month to usher in some deep shifts, some spiritual openings into your life, because during your 5 personal year, questions about finding freedom within confines or within limited circumstances are always going to pop up. So June is bound to be somewhat intriguing here for you, because it's all about the timing, okay? All about the timing. It's really earmarked for some patience, little tact, some diplomacy, all those things that most of us aren't that great at, right? And yet it's asking you to practice those. Little practice sport for you this month. So just expect maybe some holdups, some delays, maybe some even downright halts in your flow, because the number 2, which is the vibe for your month of June, the entire 4 weeks here, is all about reaching diplomatic conclusions to what might feel like conflicting agendas, right? Or heightened stakes in relationships and in dynamics here. It also is going to require you a softer, more patience infused touch, how you enter into these is going to require that you be really, really mindful of your ability to mediate a situation rather than come in with a club and try to beat everyone into submission, right? So that's not going to work. This month is not a good time for that to have a success ratio that you're going to like. All right, just saying. So remember also that it is a powerful 11, a master 11/2 month for you. And so what does that mean? And what does that even mean? So the master number can show up here. It's the foundational energy of the 2 is always present. Again, when the 2 shows up, as it does for your month, love, relationships, kind of power behind the throne energy, making things happen in terms of the details and paying attention to others. It's more of an other focused energy. And yet, when the master number shows up, it's double the kind of opposing force here, which is what it is as the 11/2. So the 11 is a double 1. So think about last month, double it up, and then plop it on top of this more patience loving energy, and see where it takes you, and see how it can become a little bit complex and a little bit convoluted and a little confusing. So the 11 brings high energy, high levels of opportunity for spiritual growth, and for what it's the 11 is a channel. So when you're in that energy, you're channeling a lot of energy, a lot of insights, if you can also slow down enough to understand it and take it in. So if you are open to it, and apparently you are, since here you are listening to this numerology forecast, so apparently that you are open to that at least. So this is a time to really tune in, tap in, tune in to what is coming at you from the ethers, right? And to see how friendly you can be with it, and how you can be patient with it, and how you can read the subtleties. This is a great month for reading those subtleties and making more sense out of it, and more use out of those than you might otherwise. So if you consider yourself intuitive already or empathic, June really is ripe with messages and energetic downloads. I'm telling you, keep your journal at hand, so you can jot down those ideas and those concepts, those images, those everything that comes to you, or have your voice notes ready for you. All right. Ready yourself to really breathe this in and gain some important new perspectives. That is really what's coming overarchingly in your a year of change. Right? It's a year where things are going to shake up, where different directions are going to be had, where there's going to be a catalyst that is going to bring you elsewhere. So right now, that catalyst can come from channeling this extrasensory energy that you have access to this month. So if you don't consider yourself intuitive already, you're like, nope, not me. Don't have a slightest clue what you're talking about. Have never experienced an intuition to save my soul. So you might actually want to open up to that possibility that there is much, much more out there than meets the physical eye. And some of those opportunities to see that will present themselves this month. So around June 5th or June 9th, you might find that you need to place yourself a little bit in hover mode just for a short time. Don't push it. So accept these temporary delays. And if you continue to force things, you may really, without meaning to, disrupt your critical cosmic schedule here. So don't push it. Just allow it to take its course, even if you feel like it's not going anywhere. It will pick up speed when the time is right. So understand that the energy that you are dealing with right now is all about peacekeeping. It's about that mediative energy. And yet the ironic thing is that, while you'll want to be keeping the peace, the way in which you will do so is by being placed in the center of some conflict that is going to require your expert mediation skills, however those play out for you. So whenever the 2 shows up, it's teaching diplomacy and patience. So you're going to be experiencing situations that challenge that for you, challenge you to do that, because you'll be in conflicting situations and that sort of thing. So that is the way that you get to be feet on the ground. You get to be the feet on the ground intern right now, learning all of that. So put on your diplomacy hat, make an effort to see all sides of the equation. It'll be a lot easier to handle misunderstandings, frayed tempers. It is the temperature's high when the frayed temperatures are high. So, and the tempers and the temperatures. You wonder if that comes from the same word. Interesting. I'm always really fascinated with words and how and where they come from. So anyway, I digress. I'm going to ask you here also, though, to understand that there is truly a lot percolating underneath the surface. So you might feel as though you are at a virtual standstill and be frustrated, but you are not. Okay. You really, really are not. It's a matter of trusting that everything is coming into alignment and will be revealed to you soon when it is time for the revelation. So with that high octane master 11 energy, chances are that the exterior life, life as we know it, is blazing forward at a very fast pace. And yet underneath it, there's kind of a stop and start, push and pull, accelerator brake, sort of feeling about it. On or about June 13th, make the most of any opportunities to get yourself out there and meet new people, right? Step off your beaten path, try something new. You're being asked to do that all year long, right? With the 5. And yet this is about building relationships, building partnerships when the 2 comes into your world, as it is these 4 weeks of June. So tap into that intuitive voice. You can really benefit from some inspired and important spiritual insights that can come your way when you are open. These new ideas and thoughts really do have the potential to lead you into new directions, which is what you're on board for in your 5 personal year. And this is particularly on or around June 18th. So with the powerful energy of the 11 riding the wave of this frenetic 5 personal year energy, the sparks can really fly this month. So relationships can be ignited, a vital business connection can be made and nurtured, or maybe an ongoing project can reach a pivot point and sizzle with some success. So just know that with all the sparks, it can also feel like this strange, slow burn. It's a really kind of again, I'm going to use it again, push, pull this month. So think of it. I love using visuals. I'm a visual person anyway. And yet, so what I visualize is it's kind of like those old Westerns, right? Those old black and white Western movies where someone gets some dynamite, right? And they put it out there, and then they've got that really long wire, that big long wire that they have to put over into where you are so that you're safe, right? So you've got this long fuse, and when you're finally safe with plenty of suspenseful, music in the background, you light the fuse. And it sizzles and it goes along the ground, right? It's sizzling and it's going and it's going and until it hits it, and then boom, right? Hopefully the person who's lighting it is out of harm's way and all of that. But it's kind of that feeling, it's kind of that visual that you can get about what's happening right now in your life and with the projects, with everything that you're dealing with. It's like you've lit the TNT, but it's still in that fuse. It's still going along the lit fuse. So the moral of the story is be patient, this month. Don't let the sparks ignite into an uncontrollable wildfire, right? Or take you down with a premature explosion, right? You don't want to be too close to the TNT when it goes off. So take your time, pay attention to details. Next month is going to open up some other creative opportunities. So hang on, the time is coming. So that is your forecast for June. Head to FeliciaBender.com. There you can find plenty of free resources, articles, life path information. And in the meantime, have a beautiful June. And I look forward to seeing you back here to see what July has in store for you.